Welcome to our learning platform. Edcater, accelerating careers. Introduction to Python programming.
Hi everyone, my name is Shashank Mishra and today we are going to start our Python programming course for data analytics. So this session is basically an introductory session where first we will try to know why Python and its comparison with different languages and why it is so popular in the data analytics domain. After that, we will see some useful and some very important basics and prerequisite which you need, or you can say installation IDs which you need to do the Python programming, right? So पहले थोड़ा सा बात करेंगे कि Python क्यों दूसरी लैंग्वेजेस से थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट है। ठीक है, तो हमें पता है और भी लैंग्वेजेस है हमारे पास, सी प्लस प्लस, जावा, स्केला, आर और भी बहुत सारी। ठीक है, बट मोस्टली ये जो लैंग्वेजेस हैं सी प्लस प्लस, जावा, स्केला, those are basically most popular in the field of web applications or the Android applications, right? But this Python is very much popular in the data analytics domain, and there are multiple reasons for that. First reason is that it's adaptability. Adaptability, what do I mean with that? That in the data analytics domain there are very good majority of those folks who are belonging from a non technical domain. Non technical means बहुत ज्यादा वो अच्छे नहीं होंगे प्रॉब्ली प्रोग्रामिंग वगैरह में, या कह लो कि डेटा स्ट्रक्चर्स एल्गोरिथम वगैरह पार्ट में, और बिजनेस डोमेन से आते हैं बंदे, लाइक डेटा साइंस, मशीन लर्निंग इंजीनियरिंग, डेटा इंजीनियरिंग में। ठीक है, सो जो पाइथन एक है वो इतना ज्यादा स्टेबल हो चुकी है डेटा एनालिटिक्स डोमेन में कि मोस्ट ऑफ द कंपनीज में जितनी भी कोड बेसेस होंगे आपको डेटा एनालिटिक्स प्रोजेक्ट्स के, वो पाइथन में ही मिलेंगे। सो ये बहुत ज्यादा अडेप्टेबल है फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, क्योंकि आप एक कंपनी से दूसरी जगह पे मूव करोगे आपको पाइथन बार बार प्रोजेक्ट्स में यूज होती हुई मिलेगी ही मिलेगी। सेकेंड, इट्स वेरी इजी टू यूज एंड इजी टू वर्क विद। सो और लैंग्वेजेस जैसे होती हैं वो बहुत थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स होंगी कि जावा पे अगर कोड करना है तो एक्सपर्टाइज चाहिए, स्केला पे अगर काम करना है तो उसकी एक्सपर्टीज चाहिए, बट दिस इज नॉट द केस विद पाइथन। पाइथन इतनी सिंपल है, इतनी ज्यादा सिंपल है कि you are not even concerned about how to declare a data type, right? How to declare a variable. It's like a English written language where you just keep on writing your logical implementation and you are done with that. So it is as simple as that. This is the reason like it is very popular. Third and very important point, that is its strong support for डेटा एनालिटिक्स लाइब्रेरीज, लाइक जैसे हमें मशीन लर्निंग में, या आप कह लो कि डेटा साइंस वाले जितने भी प्रोजेक्ट्स हम काम करते हैं उन पे अगर हमें कोई प्रोजेक्ट्स वगैरह बनाए तो उनकी जितनी भी स्ट्रॉन्ग लाइब्रेरीज है वो पाइथन में अवेलेबल है, जो कि प्रॉब्ली आपको अदर लैंग्वेजेस में नहीं मिलेंगी। तो ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट रीजंस हैं जिनकी वजह से कि पाइथन इतनी ज्यादा पॉपुलर हो चुकी है डेटा एनालिटिक्स डोमेन में। आप मतलब इसको एक प्लस की तरह ट्रीट करिए। अगर आपको एज अ बिगिनर 50% नॉलेज भी है, 50% पाइथन की, सो यू आर गुड टू गो एंड यू आर गुड टू मूव इनटू द डेटा एनालिटिक्स डोमेन। सो दैट्स द ब्यूटी विद पाइथन। एंड कुछ और लैंग्वेजेस में जैसे मैं इनको कंपेयर करूं पाइथन को, सो व्हाट हैपेंस, लाइक सी इज अ प्रोसीजरल लैंग्वेज, राइट, स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, क्योंकि वहां पे सब कुछ सीक्वेंशियली लिखा होता है, जो भी हमने स्टेटमेंट्स लिखे हैं वो सीक्वेंशियली एग्जीक्यूट होते हुए चले जाएंगे। एंड वी ऑल्सो नो अबाउट दी object oriented programming languages like C++, Java, Scala. These languages are supporting the fundamentals of object oriented programming like classes, objects, inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism. So Python is giving you the flavor of both the things, like a structured programming language as well, and it has a strong base for the object oriented programming concepts as well, right? So now you can see why people are preferring Python so much. That first, it is very adaptable, second, very easy to use, third, strong support for the data analytics domain, and fourth, like how easy it is to use in comparison of other languages or the object oriented programming languages. So that was the, I would say, the introduction part of the Python, that now you are aware why, if somebody is trying to move into the data analytics domain, whether it is the machine learning engineer, data scientist, data engineer, even data analyst, business analyst, or like multiple profiles in this data analytics domain, then Python, you can treat it as a very, very big advantage for you. If you know it, then you are open for all such profiles in this data analytics domain. So in the coming chapters of this Python programming course, we will be deep diving into the fundamentals and basic data structures and basic functionalities of Python programming. But before moving on to that, we need some prerequisite, right? We need to know the basics, that how do we install the Python in our system and what are the different ways so that we can code in the Python very, very easily, right? So in today's chapter, I will show you three ways that how you can install Python in your system and how you can use it for your programming. So let's move on that part. So first and very easiest way is to install the regular Python. Nowadays we have different versions of Python. Earlier it was like Python 2, 2.7, and now the current one is Python 3, which is in the market, and Python 2 version is going to be deprecated. So we will see how we can install regular version of Python into our system, right? So for that, what you need to do, you need to open python.org and just go into the downloads. Since I'm using the Mac, so here I will look for the latest version for the Mac OS. Okay, so here it is still displaying that this is the latest version 3.9.2, which is stable, and I can basically download it because this website has automatically detected my operating system, that latest version for the Mac OS. If you are using different one, you will be getting that one here. So what you can do, simply just download it from here. Those files will be sent to your download folder, and there just go and install it. Like, it's a simple one click and everything will be installed for you. And now you need to verify whether the Python has been installed in your system or not. So how you can do that? Here, just go to your terminal. Since I have already installed Python in my system and using those steps which I talked about previously, so the best way to check your Python installation, so I have installed Python 3 version, Python 3 hyphen hyphen version, and here you can see this version I have installed. So let's say we have downloaded the Python, right? So we will be having different packages to work with. Let's say it's pandas, numpy, and matplotlib, any different library of data analytics domain. Then how will we install it with the regular Python? So for that, Python 3 comes with auto installation of its package manager, which is pip, right? So we have the pip 3 pre-installed when we install this Python 3 version. Earlier with the Python 2 version, what was happening, we need to install pip for the Python 2 version separately, but this is not the case with Python 3. If you install Python 3 in your system, pip will be already installed. So let's say I need to install pandas in my system, right? So how can I do it? You just need to simply type pip 3 install and whatever package you want to install in your system, right? So this will be the command, and let's say I had to install pandas. I will do it and hit the enter, and everything will be installed for me. Since I have already installed it, I don't need to again install it, right? So this is the thing. So this is the normal installation of Python. Okay, so you can see here, right? Python interpreter is installed for you, but when you will be working on the projects, you need different libraries. Okay, and if those libraries are not installed in your system, what you need to do, you need to run these pip commands and install those libraries one by one. So to solve that problem, we have another open source, you can say, Python distribution, which is Anaconda. There you will get the facility, or you can say it comes with pre-installed Python libraries, and it gives you a complete package, like complete Python package with different libraries, or most frequently used libraries, Python libraries, right? So here now we will see how you can install pandas. And here, like, we have installed the regular Python version. So if I need to run any particular Python program, I will create .py file where I will code everything, and I need to run that file in this way: Python 3 and file name .py. And that's how as soon as I hit the enter, my code will be executed, which is written in the file name .py. But you might be aware with the different IDs, right? For the Java, let's say you have IntelliJ, right? So similarly for the Python, when you install the Anaconda, it comes with PyCharm IDE as well, where you can mention your interpreter path, like which interpreter you are going to use. You can create projects there and code everything, and everything will be maintained for you in the awesome ID part, right? So first we will see how can you install the Anaconda. So for that, what you need to do, just go on to this website www.anaconda.com. Here you can see, just go on to this products and click on the individual edition. Once you will click on that, just go down, and here you will see that the Anaconda version for the Mac OS. Since I'm using it, I need it. So just click on that, and that Anaconda package will be installed in your download folder. Again, just go and do a single click, and there will be simple commands like license agreement. Just keep clicking on it, yes, 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 and it will be installed for you with PyCharm ID as well. Okay, so now if I go to my Mac Finder, and if I type PyCharm and click on it, so since I have already created a Python file, this kind of, you can say, ID will be open for you. Okay, and here you can see, I will show you that how we need to configure the things, and how we execute the program, how we write it, and how we provide all the important prerequisite before making any project in PyCharm. So let's say I need to create a project first, and within that project we will be creating those Python programs or Python files, right? So for that, I need to go to in the file, and there you will see one option, new project. Click on that. So here what I will do, on my desktop probably I will open it, and here I will create another project name, Python course. This will be my project. And here you can see two things, like let's say in the Python we have a feasibility to create a virtual environment. So I'll also tell you why virtual environment. So let's say I am working on a project which needs different set of libraries to execute my Python program, and let's say our team is using a single machine. Okay, and there is also another project which is using the different set of Python libraries to make it executable and to make things executable, right? So we don't want to disturb each other's execution. So that's how, like, I will create a separate container kind of thing, or virtual environment, where only my dedicated Python libraries will be installed and I will use it. So for that you can do that. But here we will be simply using Anaconda's interpreter, default interpreter. So how you can do that, just click on that, and let's say earlier it was not mentioned, earlier it will not be mentioned here that which interpreter you are going to use. So for that, what you need to do, just go it, check for the Conda environment, and from here you and from here you need to browse, and this will be like this path, Anaconda 3 bin Python 3.8. This will be the default interpreter which we will be choosing to execute any program in the PyCharm ID, and click on OK. You will be done. and create new window. So this Python course project has been created for us, and within this folder we will be creating a one Python file and we'll check how it runs in the PyCharm. So new Python file, and we will name it like chapter 1.py, and here we will print hello world. Okay, so this is done, but here to make it executable, definitely we need to configure the run environment, right? Like which script is gonna be run when we will click on the run tab. Here it is not enabled yet, but when we will configure the environment and the script path and the interpreter, it will be executable for us. So here we will go, and this is the Python. Since we are going to run this Python program, we need the configuration for Python executable. Here just name your configuration like run code, and here we need to basically give the path for that script which we are going to execute. Okay, or you can say that script where we will create our main function. So this one, here we will go this chapter 1.py which we are going to execute it, which is created in this Python course folder. We will select it, and there you can see everything is created. Python interpreter which is set when we were creating our first Python project. So now just apply and okay. Okay, now you can see this run button is enabled here, or if I click on it, you will be seeing the output somewhere here. So click, and here you can see hello world. So how it is being executed using the Anaconda interpreter, like that was default installed when we were installing the Anaconda interpreter were installed in it, and we are using it. We configured everything there. Similarly, since Anaconda is Python distribution, or you can say advanced version of Python distribution, but let's say any external or third party library which is not pre-installed with Anaconda and you want to install it. So similarly, you were doing it for the regular Python, like how you were installing external package pip3 install package name, and for the Anaconda, Conda is the package manager for it. So if you want to install anything within the Conda distribution or Anaconda distribution, you need to run this command, Conda install package name, right? And as soon as you will hit enter, whatever external library you want to install, that will go inside the Anaconda executable folder, and you will be done with it. So this was all about the regular Python installation and Anaconda installation, PyCharm ID. Now the thing we will be using to code the Python programs and to code the data analytics library related programs, that is Python Jupyter, or you can say Jupyter Notebook. So what Jupyter Notebook is, it is basically a web interface which comes with an awesome and decent UI, which gives you an interpreter kind of field, right? Like you don't need to code into the ID, or you don't need to code into the terminal. It will be a web interface where you will get a facility to create your own notebook. Like let's say you have your notebook and you write something in it. Similarly, whatever you want to execute, you keep on writing and just execute it. It will even display the output for you. It can even especially visualize the thing, like when we will be creating the matplotlib charts and like Python data or pandas data frames, numpy data frames, you can even see the visualization part, right? You can save your notebooks and you can even share it over the email and something like that. So that's the beauty of the Jupyter Notebook, and going forward we will be using that for all the Python programming related concept. So now let me show you how do we install Jupyter Notebook in macOS. So since we are going to integrate it with normal, or you can say regular Python, because I don't want to use inbuilt pre-distributed version of Python, you can say that is Anaconda, because I want you to learn that how or different kind of libraries you need and how you keep on installing it, right? So for that, we will be installing Jupyter Notebook in this Python 3 environment. So for that, we will be using pip3 command, pip3 install Jupyter and run it. Since it was already installed, I installed it. Here you can see requirement already satisfied and everything is done here. Now, how do we execute and how do we run that Jupyter Notebook? How do we code there? So for that, we have a simple command, run Jupyter Notebook. Simple. As soon as you type this one on your terminal after installing the pip3 install Jupyter, then you need to run Jupyter Notebook and it will instantiate that web UI for you and it will redirect to you on the web browser. So let me run it. Here you can see it has redirected me here on the web interface, and here what I need to do first, I will create a folder, new folder. I think this is being created, untitled folder, and there in this folder what I'll do, I will create a kind of Python 3. This will be my notebook here. It is editable, like as soon as you click here, this one, you can name your current notebook, and I will name it Python course, and I have renamed it. So there you can see it is very clean interpreter kind of. Each single row you can treat like a single box. Whatever you will write here, that will be, or those commands or executable statements will be run in a single go. So to run any single interpreted line, how we execute it in the Jupyter Notebook, so for that the command would be shift enter and you will be done with that. Or even you can use this, just point your cursor in the current cell and run or click on this run tab and that code will be executed for you. But here we will be using the keystrokes and that keystroke is shift enter. So let me just print hello world and shift enter. So here you can see the output is also being generated in parallel. So let me show you that if I write two print statement, then how it's gonna be. Just run hello world. So you can see how easy Jupyter Notebook is and how cool it is. So going forward, we will be using Jupyter Notebook for everything when we'll be learning about the Python concepts and its important data structures and everything. So that was all about this first chapter of Python course, the introductory session, and I hope you got the idea how do you install these things in your system. So for the exercises and for the coming chapters, make sure to install any of it, like whether the regular Python or using the Anaconda Python, whatever do you like. But I will definitely recommend to use the Jupyter Notebook because it's very handy and it's very quick to code here. So we will be using that one, and you also need to install it. So see you in the next chapter.